The strategy is actually the easy part. I want to build a model that other companies can look at and emulate. A model that's based on strong ethics and financial success. I'm Joe, founder and CEO of Theo Chocolate. We exist in a distribution system in grocery across this country where you need to operate at a certain size and have a certain level of success just to stay on the shelf. We need to grow in order to continue our business.
Joe convinced me that I should start this company with Joe. I'm Deborah, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Theo Chocolate. When Joe realized that he needed to move to Seattle to start Theo, he wasn't going to relocate unless I was willing to relocate along with him with our son. I didn't want to be the thing that stood in the way of him realizing his dream. And it's chocolate after all, so it's a chocolate factory.
We produced products that really excited us, and we put them in packaging that we really liked. We learned very quickly that as fabulous as those products were, they weren't necessarily products that other consumers wanted to have.
When we looked at our numbers and realized we were not growing at the rate that we thought we should be, and that in certain markets we were struggling, we decided to apply some science to what we were doing. We had had a really, really great launch and had garnered a lot of accolades, both from press and food critics, partly because of the uniqueness of what we had done. But when push comes to shove, it's really a volume game, and we needed to be selling a lot more chocolate.
In order for us to attract a more mainstream group of consumers, we had to produce products where the flavors were easily accessible and understood, in packaging that was easy for consumers to read on the shelf, and at price points that was attractive to them. Initially,
we were targeting green consumers or people who were really foodies, meaning that they're adventurous eaters. And we needed also to be selling in places where people just wanted a milk chocolate bar. We made flavors like coconut curry and milk chocolate. That's not something that plays on Main Street very well. We had people coming into our store all the time saying, well, can't you just do chocolate with mint? And so we thought, well, yeah, we definitely can do chocolate with mint. We weren't especially excited about doing chocolate with mint, but we realized, why wouldn't we do that if our customers are asking for it? We looked at market data for the first time, and we looked at what were the clear winners. There was a motivation to have products out there that people understood across the country. So chocolate with orange, chocolate with mint, straight 70% dark chocolate, chocolate with cherries and almonds. More recently, a spicy chili. When we expand the bar line, there'll be dark chocolate with coconut, just a much more accessible product line, which turned out to be a really, really important move for us. But there was already a lot of this kind of product on the market, on the shelf, and retailers have limited space. Just being organic and fair trade isn't enough. You will spark consumers' interest because of our certifications and the integrity of our product. But if it doesn't taste good, if people don't enjoy it, then it really doesn't matter. So we put as much or more of an emphasis on quality, because without that, then nothing else really matters. What's most unique about us is that we're the only organic fair trade brand that's actually making the product that we sell. So we're the only vertically integrated product on the shelf. We're the only product where we're controlling the supply chain from start to finish. We work with the farmers, we import the beans and all of our other ingredients. We make the product in our own facility. So we're able to control not only all of those relationships and the quality, but the entire manufacturing process. And that sets us apart. Probably the single most important thing that was beyond our control was whether or not retailers were going to be willing to give us some shelf placement. And based on our reputation, they did. And I think we were incredibly lucky, but I also understand it was based on the quality of relationships that we had established with them to date.
All right, everyone on my 4 o'clock tour, welcome to Theo Chocolate. If you have yourself that blue hairnet, now is the time. Get it out. Make sure all those pretty little locks are in there. Check your neighbors, check your friends, and then follow me down into the factory.
Our educational mission was always a cornerstone of the vision for Theo Chocolate. Amazingly enough, we're one of the top 10 tourist attractions in Seattle now, and that's incredible. That's an incredibly humbling thing to me to realize. But it's a really fun thing to do. We've very intentionally kept the price point really low, so it's $6. And the tours are the single most important marketing vehicle we have, because when we get people in the door here and we actually can sit them down, we feed them chocolate, and we tell them the story of cacao, it's completely captivating. And a lot of people come into the factory not knowing what fair trade means, but they leave genuinely caring about it. And that's a big part of what defines us, is that educational mission. We also have brand ambassadors in key regions around the country who embody the values of our company, who tell the story of Theo. I think our strategy of trying to reach a broader audience is definitely working. It's working by virtue of the classic line, because we've gained a lot of trial for our products by putting slightly simpler products on the market. It's also working by virtue of the fact that we're a slightly older company now. And we've learned how to effectively price promote in some of the retail channels we're in, which is a big part of any company's strategy, at least in our category. And people have had more exposure to our brand, and some of that is just a question of time. You can't build a national brand overnight. It's pretty cool.